Hello, everyone. Welcome back to a new episode of Tech This Week. My name is Afulak. Hope all of you keeping well. So today I am going to talk about a sector which, if I'm not wrong, especially for those who stay in urban metros, is something that you use very regularly. I'm talking about quick commerce today, right? Quick commerce is something, we talk about a complete shift in how we have been using products, how we consume products, how we buy products, right? Uh, and there was a time when we heard so much noise being made around, online commerce in general, or e-commerce as we call it. But quick commerce gave it a complete different spin, right? Because in recent times we've seen a surge actually in platforms promising ultra fast deliveries, which are setting the new standard. And you think of any big player in the market, as far as traditional e-commerce players go, everybody wants to have a pie in this space, right? So beneath the surface, the question that we're going to try to answer today is: has this obsession with speed come at a far greater cost than probably we are realizing right now? But before that, let's understand what is the promise of quick commerce. At its core, I think quick commerce was designed to offer unmatched convenience, right? I mean, you need grocery for 10 minutes, you got it. If you want a birthday gift, you got it. It took the fundamental promise of e-commerce, which was convenience and accessibility, and supercharged with speed. But if you think of it, somewhere along the way, this promise of instant gratification became the entire value proposition, right? So if you think back, when you look at e-commerce, for instance, the e-commerce core advantage was cost savings and variety, right? An opportunity for consumers to save more while accessing wider options. But in quick commerce, time is a product. The faster, the better, regardless of need, right? You are not obsessed with whether you're getting a discount or not. You just want it or delivered on time. So obsession with speed has created a one-dimensional playing field. The entire business model is driven by the race for faster delivery. Right? Question that you need to ask yourselves are: does faster really mean better, or have we allowed time to become an illusion of progress? You know, let's understand that. And before that, you also need to understand, while yes, it's come as a boon for many people who see quick commerce as an answer to their prayers, but have there been some hidden costs associated? Point one, most of us have bought our stuff before the advent of quick commerce through local mom and pop stores, which are called as kirana stores, right? Which once tried a relationship, they now struggle, as consumer habits shift towards platforms built purely around speed. So if a quick commerce platform stops sourcing from them, their revenue stream dries up very quickly. Then, a very important point, the value chain disruption. See, when you think of retail, there is downstream and there's upstream. And to talk about downstream, the traditional supply chain, which has got the wholesaler, distributor, stockist, it took many years to stabilize. Quick commerce has bypassed many of these layers, creating direct-to-consumer ecosystems that sideline traditional roles, right? So if this model continues unchecked, the entire layer of a particular economy could potentially collapse. You know, and do we as consumers have a role to play? Of course we do. We've played a significant role, and rightfully so, if you ask us, right? But what happens? The check that we have is what happens when tomorrow commerce companies decide to double their prices? Well, right now, I still have a kirana store where I can go and buy my stuff. What if they, because of the pressure that quick commerce puts on them, and they literally put them out of business, then I'm completely reliant on these quick commerce companies? What if they start becoming a monopoly? What if they start being a cartel where they start dictating the pricing? You know, so by then the local stores whom we depended on might have already gone, right? So what can local retail stores do to compete against quick commerce companies? Because one thing is certain, these companies are here to stay, the quick commerce companies, right? So, I mean, local retailers may not feel the threat today because, they see quick commerce still relying on them for their supply. But they're like the closest fulfillment center to the consumer. But once these platforms establish their own fulfillment centers, local stores risk being cut off entirely. And this isn't a gradual disruption, mind you. It's a survival crisis. Waiting for small ships could be fake. Quick commerce platforms are seen as bulk buy today, but blinding local businesses from a deeper trend. Imagine a future where a 10-minute delivery is paired with a 50% discount. At that point, how would a neighborhood store compete, be it in terms of pricing or speed? Furthermore, financial muscle dictates the control in most markets, and not just local retail. And right now, the advantage lies fairly and squarely with the platform, not local business. So, if you ask me, uh, do we have a solution to this? I think sometimes the most obvious choice is the one that needs to be taken, which is local retailers must consider, they may have to consider something drastic, which is limiting supply to quick commerce platforms where the terms no longer serve them. You know, stopping supply isn't a retaliation. You have to understand. It's about preventing platforms from turning local stores into temporary middlemen and eventually not needing them if they have their own fulfillment center. Don't get me wrong. I'm not taking anybody's side. It's not just about adjusting. It is probably protecting the core of local retailing if I were to see it from a local retailer's perspective, right? I mean, I'd just like to leave you with an interesting data point which sends home a story in a very, very strong way. 2 lakh Kirana stores have closed in the past year, mostly in big city, right? According to All India Consumer Products Distributors Federation, which is the biggest retail association in India. I agree this phenomenon probably is confined right now to urban metros, not so much to tier 2, tier 3 towns. But for urban metros, this is definitely something that we need to look into. So I feel like, again, like I said, if I have to look at it from the lens of a local retailer, if the issue isn't addressed now, it might be far too late for local retailers tomorrow. That's it from my end. Have a wonderful week ahead. Bye.